Thấy khu đất này như nào?
Dạ.
Em thấy khu đất này như nào?
Em ở gần đây nhưng mà em cũng chưa lên đây bao giờ.
Thế á? Thế này. Anh sẽ chuyển đến đây làm nông trại như này cho em nhé.
Đất ở đây cũng là đất của nông trại mình á anh. Sao lần trước em hỏi anh bảo là nó chỉ ở dưới kia thôi mà.
Cả dưới kia mấy cả trên này nữa. Anh thấy bố Phượng cũng có hoàn cảnh rất là khó khăn. Mình lên đây thì mình sẽ cho ông ở đấy. Em cũng đỡ phải suy nghĩ nhiều về chuyện đó.
Thật hả anh? Nếu mà được như vậy thật hả? Thì mình sẽ làm nông trại mới ở trên này, còn ở dưới đấy cho bố ở dưới đấy ạ.
Anh đang tính như vậy. Từ tiên thấy thế nào?
Nếu mà ở trên này nữa thì rộng lắm anh ạ.
Thế thì quyết định như vậy nhá. Mình sẽ chuyển nông trại mới lên đây, sẽ làm nhà ở chỗ này. Còn dưới kia thì cứ cho bố ở đấy, cho em cảm giác thoải mái hơn.
Ở đây em đã hình dung ra mình có một ngôi nhà đấy như thế nào rồi.
Tiên thích không?
Đó anh ạ. Anh cứ làm cho em một ngôi nhà nhỏ nhỏ thôi. Xong rồi một cái bếp rộng một chút. Sau này em có thể nấu cho anh những món ăn ngon.
Anh nghĩ đến mà đã cảm thấy rất là vui và hạnh phúc rồi.
Cảm ơn anh rất nhá. Lúc nào anh cũng suy nghĩ cho em hết đấy.
Không có gì đâu em ạ.
The village awakens under a soft golden dawn, the sun's rays filtering through the mist that clings to Tutien's modest thatched hut. Inside, the air carries the earthy aroma of freshly brewed tea and the damp scent of rain-soaked soil, a scene mirrored in the uploaded photos showing chickens pecking at scattered grains outside and a serene lotus pond reflecting the early light. Tutien sits quietly beside her mother, who adjusts her faded dye with a mother's gentle touch, her fingers tracing the worn fabric. "Mom, where are you off to this morning?" Tutien asks, her voice a tender murmur breaking the stillness. Her mother looks up, a faint smile creasing her face. "Just a quick errand later, nothing pressing, dear." Tutien tilts her head, curiosity lighting her eyes. "How was the wedding you went to the other day? I've been wondering." Her mother's expression warms. "Oh, it was splendid. Over 100 tables, and they sang well into the night. A real celebration." Tutien's lips curve into a smile. "That sounds wonderful. Were you with Uncle Dung?" "Yes," her mother replies, nodding. "They wouldn't let us leave until evening, so I got home late." Tutien lifts a basket overflowing with vibrant vegetables. Crisp bok choy, ripe tomatoes, her voice laced with care. "Let me take care of that, Mom." She pulls out a rickety wooden chair, patting it. "Sit here and rest a bit. Are you planning to go anywhere today?" Her mother shakes her head slowly, her gaze shifting to Tutien. "What about you, my child? Any plans?" Tutien hesitates, her fingers lingering on the basket's edge. "I have something to do, yes." The uploaded photos reveal rain-drenched fields stretching beyond the hut, and her mother's brow furrows with concern. "How's the farm faring?" "It's been pouring non-stop." Tutien exhales, a shadow passing over her face. "The rains halted the soil deliveries, so work stalled. I offered Uncle and Jack some water earlier to keep their spirits up." Her mother nods thoughtfully. "With all this rain, the farm must be a swamp. Don't let it trouble you too much, Tutien." Tutien forces a small smile. "I'll stay here a while and help with the harvest." She's been cooped up, so I suggested she join me. There's plenty of fruit this season, like those juicy oranges. The photos showcase a lush orchard, oranges glistening under the drizzle, their colors vibrant against the wet foliage. Her mother glances out the window, her eyes tracing the cloudy sky. "The weather's a puzzle. Rain at night, sun by day. But those soil trucks need dry weather to move." Tutien agrees, her voice steady. "I'll focus on harvesting then. It'll keep me occupied." She pauses, then adds, "Jack's managing the farm, so I'm trying not to worry." A heavy silence settles. broken only by the distant crow of a rooster. Tutien lowers her voice, her tone thick with emotion. Mom, I couldn't bring this up yesterday about Phuong's dad. I need to now, it's been weighing on me. Her mother leans in, her expression softening with concern. What's on your mind, dear? Tell me all about it. Tutien's voice quivers as she begins. On our way back, Jack and I crossed paths with my ex-father-in-law. He treated me like his own daughter back then, but seeing him yesterday, it shattered me. The photos capture a weary man gathering firewood, his shoulders hunched under a heavy bundle. Her mother asks gently, "What's happened to him, Tutien?" Tears well up as Tutien explains. Tien's wild ways, gambling and bad company, and Thui's own chaos left him with nothing. We found him under a culvert yesterday, Mom, living like that. Tears spill down her cheeks as she continues. He's old, maybe 70, and that place is a death trap. Floods, wild animals. I couldn't leave him, so I brought him to the farm to stay for now. The photos show a muddy culvert, its dark, dank interior a stark contrast to the farm's warm tones. Her mother reaches out, patting Tutien's hand with a comforting squeeze. You did the right thing, my girl. He's elderly. Find out how he fell so low and help him. Life's been cruel to him. Tutien wipes her eyes with her sleeve, her voice steadying. I told myself not to dwell on it. I'd help anyone in that state, not just him for old time's sake. Jack saw it too and agreed to bring him back. Her mother nods with approval. Wise decision. Let Jack handle it for now. We'll plan the next steps together. That poor soul's had a hard run. The images shift to Jack unloading supplies from a truck, his resolve unwavering. Tutien takes a deep breath. He was so kind to me years ago. Thui's always been a storm, and Tien's too old to control her now. Her mother sighs heavily. Thui never matured. Married a good man but let it all collapse. He must be nearing 70 now, such a sad sight. Tutien nods, her voice soft. Seeing him like that cut deeper than I expected. Her mother smiles warmly. I'm proud of you and Jack for stepping up. Check if he needs food, clothes or tools. The flood might have ruined everything at the farm. Tutien rises, smoothing her skirt. I'll stop by after your errand and buy what he needs. He's alone, and it feels wrong to abandon him like that. The photos depict a flooded farm, water creeping up the edges of the land. I'll ask Jack to oversee it, Tutien says, reaching for her wide-brimmed hat. Her mother asks, Where are you off to today, my dear? Tutien replies with a determined glint. I found a melon field and put to harvest and sell at the market. Her mother cautions, Stick to nearby fields, don't exhaust yourself. Tutien nods. I want to earn extra to help Jack with the farm rebuild. It's a hefty cost. The photos show her with a basket, poised to step into the day. Her mother approves. That's a generous thought. Is Jack at the site? Tutien confirms. Yes, he's heading out soon. Jack steps inside, his boots caked with mud. I'll drop you off, then go to work. Call me when you're done. Tutien prepares. Thanks, Mom, I'll be careful. Her mother waves. Stay safe, both of you. The roads are slick after the rain. Jack joins Tutien outside, the photos capturing the muddy path winding through the village. I found a melon field in Pu, she says, adjusting her hat. I'll harvest and sell to pitch in. Jack nods, his voice firm. Be careful, Tutien. I'll pick you up later. Don't push too hard. Tutien smiles reassuringly. I'm used to it. You focus on the sight. She heads toward the golden melon field, the images showing her bending to pick ripe fruits, her silhouette resolute against the morning light. The sound of her footsteps fades as she vanishes into the rows, her determination as steadfast as the earth beneath her. A brooding gray sky looms over a half-built house, the uploaded photos exposing crooked walls tilting dangerously and a foundation sinking into the soft ground. Uncle Dang approaches Jack, his face lined with worry. "Jack, I called you here. I've built homes all my life, but this one's a disaster. The walls are bulging and the floor's sinking fast." Jack steps forward, his eyes narrowing as he assesses the damage. "I see the problem. We can rebuild that wall or reinforce it to ensure it's safe." Uncle Dang nods, his trust palpable. "I'm relying on you to fix this mess." Jack runs a hand through his hair, his expression grim. "My crew botched it badly. I've sent them off and called my friend Jung, an experienced engineer, to take over. He's on his way." The photos show workers packing tools, their movements tense, the air thick with unspoken frustration. Jung arrives, his boots squelching on the wet earth. "Jack, what's gone wrong here?" Jack explains, his voice tight with urgency. "The team's work is off, walls are uneven, and the structure's unstable. Can you salvage it?" Jung steps inside, his sharp gaze scanning the interior. "Let's start with the design. Show me the plans." Jack hands over the rolled-up blueprints and Jung unrolls them, studying the lines with a critical eye. The design seems sound, but let's inspect the site. The photos capture Jung measuring the warped wall, his tape measure clicking with precision. He frowns deeply. The bricks are misaligned, mortar's too thick, no waterproofing. The foundation's on borrowed soil, and it wasn't prepped right. Jack admits with a sigh. "I oversaw the base pouring myself." Jung shakes his head. "Without a solid foundation, this could collapse. We need trenches, new waterproofing, and a skilled crew quickly." Jack nods, his jaw setting with resolve. "I'll source the materials and hire new workers." Jung adds, "Tear down the faulty sections and reinforce the base properly." Uncle Dang calls from the porch, his voice a welcome break. "Come drink water, boys, take a moment." The photos shift to his old wooden house, its beams groaning under nearly 3 decades since 1997. Inside, Uncle Dang pours tea into chipped cups, smiling warmly. "This old place has held up, but I wanted something solid for my later years." Jack accepts a cup, apologizing. "I'm sorry for the trouble, Uncle. We'll fix it tomorrow. My team will redo the errors from scratch." Uncle Dang waves it off. "No need for penalties, just fix it. You cover the materials, though." Jack nods. "Jung's my friend, we'll make it right." Uncle Dang leans back, his eyes twinkling with interest. "Jack, are you Tutien's boyfriend? She's spoken of you a few times." Jack confirms with a modest smile. "Yes, from her village." The photos show a flood-ravaged farm, its fields submerged, echoing Tutien's earlier concerns. Uncle Dang adds, "I helped her after the flood, loaned her capital to rebuild." Jack lowers his voice, a secret glinting in his eyes. "I'm secretly building her a new farm, but she used that loan to support it." Uncle Dang chuckles. "She's a determined one. Keep her dream alive, Jack." Jack asks tentatively, "Can you help me repay her loan secretly? I want to lift that burden." Uncle Dang explains, "It's a government loan, 5 years no interest, then 0.3%. It's for the needy. Let her contribute. It's her pride." Jack relents. "All right, I'll honor her wishes." Uncle Dang suggests, "Her farm's flood-prone. Neighbor Nguyen Van A might sell his uphill land, safer for her." The photos depict a higher plot with sturdy trees, a contrast to the flooded lowlands. Jack agrees. I'll look into it. I'm raising the old farm space too. Uncle Dang dials a still selling. A confirms. Yes, but the price needs discussion. Jack notes. I'll negotiate if it fits. The photos show a truck bogged down on a muddy road, its wheels churning. June promises. We'll start repairs tomorrow. Uncle Dang smiles. Thank you, Jack. Bring Tutien by, she's a treasure. Meanwhile, Tutien reaches the bustling market. The photos alive with vendors haggling over stacks of goods. Durians 15,000 a kilo, she calls, her voice rising above the din. A woman bargains. 3 kilos for 40,000? Tutien nods. Deal straight from the field. The crowd thins as she sells out swiftly, the images showing her handing over melons with a weary but proud grin. Jack arrives, sold out fast. She beams, offering him 2 fruits. Let's buy supplies for Phuong's dad, he suggests. They navigate the stalls, purchasing rice, oil and spices, spending 327,000. The photos capture the grocery stall, bags brimming with hope. Tutien glances at Jack. This will help him settle. Jack nods. Let's deliver it. The morning sun climbs higher, its rays drying the dew-drenched fields and illuminating the village with a fresh promise. A cool breeze stirs the air as Jack meets Uncle Tao, the uploaded photos revealing a freshly tilled plot stretching toward the horizon, the earth dark and fertile. Good morning, Uncle. Been here long? Jack asks, his voice carrying a blend of anticipation and focus, his breath misting in the crisp air. Uncle Tao straightens from his labor, wiping sweat from his brow with a weathered hand. A while now, lad. You're keen on my land, I take it. Jack nods, stepping closer to inspect the soil. The village had mentioned it. My farm's down below, and I'd love to expand if you're open to selling. Uncle Tao sweeps his arm across the expanse. My kids are all gone, chasing their own paths. I'm ready to let this go. Have Tao finish tilling, then walk the land. We'll handle the paperwork when you decide. The photos capture a hectare marked by tall coconut trees swaying gently, their fronds dancing in the breeze. Jack kneels, his fingers digging into the rich soil, testing its texture. Is the title clear, Uncle? He asks, his tone careful. Uncle Tao smiles with assurance. Full red book, all legal, 280 million. A fair price for the work put in. Jack rises, his mind whirring with possibilities. I'll consider it thoroughly. Keep tilling, if it's level, it's ideal for my plans. The photos show workers wielding hoes, their muscles flexing under the morning sun, sweat beading on their skin as they turn the earth. Uncle Tao adds, his voice reflective. The flood hammers your farm down there each year. This spot's higher, safer from the waters. Jack nods, a vision taking shape. I'm raising the old site space, but this could be Tutien's new home, secure from floods. Uncle Tao claps a hand on Jack's shoulder. Sort the papers when you're ready, and I'll handle the transfer. It's yours if you take it. Jack smiles, a flicker of excitement in his eyes. I'll call you once I'm set. Let's make it happen, Uncle. They part ways and Jack heads to the farm, the photo shifting to Phuong's dad standing by the weathered house, his figure stooped but appreciative. As Jack and Tutien arrive with bags of supplies, Phuong's dad steps forward, his voice rough with gratitude. Thanks for the food, you two. It's a lifeline. Tutien sets the bags down. Rice oil spices her movements tender. We'll raise the house soon to shield it from the next flood. He nods slowly, his eyes misty. I'm thankful to have a place here, even temporarily. Jack watches, then takes Tutien's hand, guiding her uphill. The photos reveal a vast, untouched plot, the hilltop offering a breathtaking view of the valley below, dotted with ponds and distant roofs. Where are we headed? She asks, her steps slowing on the incline. He points with pride, his voice firm. This is ours, your new farm, Tutien. She gasps, her hand flying to her mouth. But you said it was just below. How is this possible? Jack smiles, a secret unfurling. I bought this too. Safer up here. Phuong's dad can stay below where he's comfortable. Her eyes widen, disbelief mingling with joy. Really? You're serious, Jack? The photos show a serene hilltop, the valley sprawling beneath like a patchwork quilt. Tutien steps forward, her gaze sweeping the land, and she dreams aloud. A small house with a big kitchen for cooking. A garden with flowers out front. Jack nods, his voice warm. It's all yours, Tutien, every acre. Her voice trembles, tears glistening. Thank you, Jack. This is beyond my wildest dreams. I'm speechless. He squeezes her hand. No words needed. I wanted this for you. The land stretches before them, a canvas of hope painted with his quiet love. She turns to him, her eyes searching. When did you plan this? I had no clue. Jack chuckles softly. Months in secret. The flood showed me we needed something better. The photos capture the moment, her silhouette against the rising sun, a symbol of their shared future. Tutien paces the hilltop, her mind buzzing with ideas. We could build a porch for sunrise views, a shed for tools and seeds. Jack nods, encouraging her. Whatever you envision, we'll build it. This is your domain now. She laughs, a sound of pure relief. I can't believe you hid this. All those late nights, he grins, guilty. It was meant to surprise you. The photos show the valley below, the old farm, a fading memory against the new horizon. Tutien kneels, touching the soil. It feels firm, no floods here. Jack joins her. Exactly. I confirmed with the village head. It's the safest spot. She looks up, her expression softening. You've thought of everything, haven't you? He shrugs modestly. I tried. For you. As they prepare to leave, Tutien lingers, gazing at the hill. This feels like a new start, she whispers. Jack wraps an arm around her. It is for both of us. The photos capture the fading light, the hilltop a beacon in the dusk. Phuong's dad waves. Come back soon. Tutien calls. We will, Dad. Rest well. Jack starts the truck, the engine rumbling. Let's go home and plan tonight. She settles beside him. Yes, let's dream big. The valley fades, but the hilltop remains in their hearts. A secret transformed into reality.
Apart in age, but she had also been with her husband for about 50 years. She talked of how they met and what their life had been like. And I could tell by her stories and the warmth of her tone of voice that she too had a happy marriage. Then it was my turn, and all I could do was cry as I told the story of my own husband's battle with cancer and chronic pain. As uncle, I'm used to asking people what they have learned from their experiences, so it was natural for me to ask her for advice on what happened her deal with the crushing grief. Obviously, she has been doing something right to be so full of vitality and joy after such a short time. She described it, her travels around the world with sparkling eyes, and her plans for the next year with a joyful smile. What a contrast to how I was. Phyllis had been so open with me. I felt encouraged her to ask her, "Did you ever feel like you were just waiting to die?" I don't mean to I don't mean to die. I just mean feeling like all you were doing was going through the motions with no filter and no purpose. She emphatically stated, "No, no, never." I must have looked incredulous